top 5 budget decks for May 2021, and I'm not gonna lie. Budget Yu-Gi-Oh is kind of expensive right now. Once again, budget's a very subjective term. You have to understand that there's a multitude of budgets that players can explore on a budget. Some people, $50 is budget. Other people, there's $100. So it really just depends. Now let's dig on into this, shall we? Smash the ever-living crap out and subscribe button. The first one I want to talk about here is the $5 deck. I just want to give this a quick shout out here because that appliancer deck that we covered a while ago is turning heads. Alright, like I've effectively now watched that deck destroy an invoked player, and I've never been more happy in my life. The deck might cost $6 to $7 at this point in time, but let's be perfectly honest here. Each and every person, when you can see a budget discount appliancer deck wreck something, it's absolutely hilarious, man. It's almost like people don't know how to play around Battle Trap, Mirror Forces, and things like that. And the general comment section was, why don't you upgrade the $5 deck? Well, he only had a budget of $5 when he built the deck, so yes, you can take the deck and evolve it, but the funny thing was it was, $5. So that's like the ultimate budget challenge, and it's still legal for this point in time. I also want to talk about praying kits here on the budget side. So places are, $20 still. Every little praying kit's a monster itself is pretty much $1, $1.15. So you're like hitting $70 at that point in time. Probably gonna need some TC booze. Ice Dragon's Prisons are completely optional. You probably can't afford those, and I don't blame you for that, alright? So TC Booze, Dark Rule of No Mores, you can buy commons from a structure deck. Honestly, they're like $3 to $4. I think that's fine. You just gotta, fill in the rest of the extra deck, and then you need like a Doodle Dupe, which effectively, if you do it right, you could probably build the deck on $100. It's probably not going to be optimized, obviously, but being able to have something that level at $100 is not bad. Alright, I think the cool thing when you look at praying kids is damn well that this deck is going to be able to compete. Alright, whether or not you make a big board and TC Boo your opponent out of the game. Hey TC Boo, I'm really glad that you're the hard carry for this deck. Also keep in mind, like, you're a one-card engine deck. Like, you can keep up with Alistair and friends. I think that that's an important side note for this video is you also can do crazy things. You just got to fill out your staples and things like that. So another month, another chance to play Praying Kids on the, the budget side of things. Now, next up on the list here is Virtual World. So Virtual World in its incarnation isn't gonna cost you a crazy amount of money. Let's be honest here. I'm really glad that you decided to kick on Fridge. How you doing back there, Fridge buddy? Alright, so Virtual World, it's not gonna cost you a lot. Okay, so like Kaliga, Crystal Wing is your best thing. I think the Lulus are still $20 at this point in time, which leaves the rest of the deck just being like essential hand traps at this point, which means I just gotta fill out my hand traps and I'm good to go, right? So Ash Blossoms are 20 a pop, by the way. That real things that you need to know for a budget video. Ash Blossoms in every incarnation as I'm making this video are literally $20. So any budget deck that you actually want to build that has to do with Ash Blossom, you're slapping a $60 dedication on it, alright? But let's get back to Virtual World side of things here. So if you truly want to, play Virtual World, so Crystal Wing, Kaliga, so you're going to need a Muddy Mud, it's not going to cost you anything. 3 Lulus is going to be your biggest thing. I don't think in terms of anything else in the main deck that there's anything that's really going to punch you in the face and go, surprise. Alright? Yeah, droplets are cool and all, but like, you don't need them. Alright? As long as you can just handle, Okay, so I guess there's the argument of extravagance versus prosperity in this deck. Obviously, prosperity is better in the long run for the excavation and the gathering of the resources and the correct cards that you're going to want to reveal versus the blind potential blow off. But I think you can play even like, excuse me, it was desires. That was the argument there. So you can still play desires. Exact same thing in this deck at the end of the day. So budget wise, I still think you can get by on like $100 for this deck, no problem. Alright, and if you really want to play some cheesy OTKs, you can go build the Dyson Sphere version for a few dollars more. Have a blast. It's not consistent, but you can try to FTK your locals, I guess. Next up on our list here is the old Cyber Dragons. So what do you really need for a Cyber Dragon deck? 3 Cyber Dragons, 3 Cyber Dragon cores, some machine duplications. Oh, wait a minute. Cyber Dragon's effectively budget, right? I almost agreed with that statement, and then I realized that pretty much every version of the deck is going to want to play Verte Anaconda, because you want to drop your fusion cards from the deck. Now, when you look at Cyber Dragons, you have 2 real big options here for you guys. You're either playing Dragoon or you're not playing Dragoon. And I can already tell you that looking at the Dragoon versions, I think the Dragoon versions are a lot more consistent in the overall long run. Just for the overall potential for what you can do for breaking boards. I know a lot of people like, well, Robbie, like, I don't want to play Dragoon and Cyber Dragon. That's fine. All right, you don't have to. A lot of builds are already playing Verte for, you know, dropping the other fusion cards for the deck. But it comes down to, the argument has been, I'm playing it, I may as well include it. So on a budget, I think you can stray away from playing the Verte. Verte's a very good card in that deck. So I wish I could be like, yeah, like Cyber Dragon's like super go-to, but you need that. That Verte is a very, very good staple in that deck. It definitely holds a lot of things together for the strategy, and I really wish I could be more optimistic, but unfortunately, Verte, you're gonna need it as a staple. So rest of the deck's pretty cheap, but you're going to have to pick up a decently pricey extra deck. So I'm including in the budget aspect because you can build Cyber and then build up to get a Verte. Next up on our list here is Brigade. Now, I'm still not saying that Brigade is absolutely the best budget deck. Yeah! What I'm saying here is it's an option. Alright? Picking up Fractals and stuff like that at this point in time, you are nearing that window of where we are getting closer to reprint season. I'm expecting full well that these will probably be in the Megatins, and it's going to be straight downwards from there. But as we head into Lightning Overdrive here, you're going to see that we're getting the new Link 2. You're going to see that players are excited for this. Alright, like, there's genuinely oomph going for this strategy. And I think still picking up what you want out of the deck at a, you know, $100, $150 price tag isn't necessarily a bad thing. So that's something that you're going to have to take into consideration, as this is on the higher end of the budget spectrum. The cool thing is, once you have this, though, you've opened up every door to every other deck that you want to play. You want to play it with Zodiac? You can. Ancient Warriors, things like that. Brigade's definitely the, next to Praying Kids, like, Praying Kids are like, you'll have a decent competitive strategy for a while. But the cool thing with this is, once you open up that door, you just have infinite potential on the other side. And last but not least here is Shaddolls. So, here's the bad news with putting Shaddol on the budget list. It's not really cheap. You really get punched. And I mean, you get punched really hard when you see the price on those structure decks. Structure decks cost a decent amount of money, and it's really freaking sad, man. I hate to be that guy and be like, yeah, like, Shaddol is one of the more expensive budgetary options available to you right now. Hey, man, you want to pick up some invocations? You got like, what, another $100, $110 on that? If you just want to have an invocation engine to pack into your Shaddol deck. Think about that. I hate how much that cost, but what can you do? It's just how it is as of making this video. So, Shaddol structure decks are a lot of money. Alright, and some of the structure decks, you're going to need a couple of to get things going. So depending on how that goes, I mean, super polys aren't going to cost you too much if you want to get cooler versions. But I guess in terms of like introductory purposes, once again, you can build on that strategy. So it's not very cost effective in my opinion. It's going to cost something. So guys, what do you think about this top 5 list? Just go play the $5 deck and have some fun. Guys, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. Smash your everyone, grab that subscribe button. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on the day for some cool, awesome content. Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCool40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCool40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcoolgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.